Well, hello folks, Sam Owens here in our kitchen. I got this nice farmhouse, old black style. It's actually a commercial style faucet, and I'm going to let you see it here in a moment, and we're going to see just what we have to do to install that. Take this one out and I'm going to show you that part. I can't show you exactly how yours will be. I can just demonstrate a little bit of how mine is. All right, let's go over and look at the faucet we're going to replace this with. Comes with a foam, comes with instructions, which are basically very simple. On the back, in various languages, are written the actual installation, which should be able to be handled by most people when you watch my video. Okay, I've had this out to examine it and everything. These are the two supply lines, and we're going to use those to connect the faucet to our supply valves. And right here, it should be a standard for most all sinks. That's what they have. So we'll see. One of the things you have is, one is marked with red lines, and this is braided cable. When you see that, you've got a good line right there. This is really a quality product. And the blue is cold. Okay. They're going to explain which side you want to install them on, and the left is hot and the right is cold. Most all bathrooms, sinks, any place you go, that's the standard. To the left, or the left valve, is hot. Okay, let's put those over. And here is the faucet itself. And this is what it looks like. Okay, it's got a spring. This is movable. It's going to mount like this. And here is the valve that's going to control the water. This is on. This is how you select hot. And that's how you select cold. Underneath, this is where the supply line is going to go in right there. And this is a water pressure switch, not spring loaded. Water pressure is going to be the controlling factor. When you push, you're pushing against water pressure. A very good action, because it's going to be long lasting, no spring to get weak or what have you. And that's the way you do it. So you can operate it also with spray, a stream, or a spray. So this is going to actually tighten up against there. These are just securing to keep this from unscrewing. So this is the way this is going to go. Is the washer is going to go over there, the flat washer, and this. And then you're going to screw this all the way up, because you're not going to be able to see this when I'm doing it. This is in the base of here, right like this. And then this is going to go over, and then this is going to screw up all the way up. Okay, that's it. That is why this can only go so far. So that is why you want that little collar right there. The last step is going to be tighten these down, and that's going to lock this nut in position that it can't turn. From you operating the arm here, the spray nozzle, it could loosen up, but with these tight, it's going to hold it in place. Very good thought. First thing I got to do is go out and turn the water off at the main valve. The reason being, our shut-off valves in here do not work. They do not shut the water off. Okay folks, I'm trying to show you what I have. It's got one hole there that everything comes through. The hot side is right there. There's the hot lead, and there's the valve connection that I'm going to put the new on. Then over here is the cold water right there. And it all goes up in there, and I've got to take that out. I can't tell you how yours will be, so you're going to have to work with that. But I'm going to take that nut right there off, and this nut, and with the water off, there won't be any problem. So you see, it's very difficult to show you anything under here other than just let you see what you have to deal with. Here's the steps you want to do. Once you've got the faucet out, I've got the old faucet out. Each faucet is going to be different, so you're going to have to examine yours first to see how it comes out. Okay, so here's what you do. With this, there is a little gasket. That little one that I showed you is supposed to go right in this little recessed area. I would say put that in right first, and what you do is just kind of push it in. There we go. And what that's going to do is seal against this. So you want to clean that off really good and not have any raised area so that water can go down. This is going to stop water from coming down from here. Okay, very important. Next step is holding it like this with the valve up like that. There's 2 holes in there. The red is on the left because this is going to be hot. So we want to screw these in. There's screw threads there, and there's the 2 gaskets, and they will seal in. So very carefully just kind of spin this around until you get them to seat. There'll be a point there. And then just kind of twist them around until it gets tight. You want it tight as you can get. So hold it up here and then tighten down good. And then you get the other one, the cold one, which is on the right. Okay, and I twist this good and tight. Okay. And those little seals, double seals, should keep from leaking. Okay, now, with this little ring up, and I've taken this part off so that I can slip this over, and then I slip this one in, and then we screw them in. So you want this little collar right there, so you just screw it up until it won't go anymore, and it's just going up to the collar. And then get her tight right there. There you go. Okay, then we've got our gasket here. We're going to slip this, and the instructions are showing that is once you get this part, that's what we have, then we're going to put it through this hole, and then we're going to place the washer on top, or the gasket on top of the washer, and then we're going to screw this on like that. So, and I'm not going to take you under there until it's over. It's just too hard to show you. Okay, so let's just stick this down, and we'll go right in. And you also wanted to make sure that this will fit in there and everything is cool. So that's the way we're going to screw her down just like that, and this can move around as we need. Okay, I can just let that go. And now I'm going under, and now I'm going to put it like this. Then later, once I get her tight, I'm going to use that to tighten it down good. Okay, folks, I'm trying to give you a view of underneath, and right there are those screws that are tightened down to keep that from moving around. And so this is the nipple, and that was just screwed on all the way as tight as I could get that nut, and then tighten those down, and it's nice and tight. Here's my red one. It goes over here to the hot water, and this is the cold
which goes to the cold water, and that's all you got. So you see, you got a tight little space. If you have a basin wrench, you can tighten that nut down pretty good. But by hand, you can do it pretty good, and then this locks it down. There's the other one on the other side. You can't quite see it there, right there. Okay. All right, that's under the sink.
Now, it's all installed, and notice it's nice and tight. Now, let's demonstrate. Everything is turned on, and what I did is I didn't tighten down real tight to begin with on each of the connections to the valves until I saw if I had a leak or not. I did have a leak on the cold water side, so I had to tighten down a few times, and with full pressure on, I just tightened down enough that I don't have a leak. You don't want to over-tighten. Over-tightening crushes the gasket, and so you don't want to do that. You want to go down to the point where it doesn't leak, and maybe just an eighth of a turn more just to ensure. Now, here's the other thing with the nozzle. Okay, let's turn it on at my favorite setting. I pull down, and then I have the switch. Notice it's a spray. If I click this in any position, it'll turn to a string, and I can move it around, and I have a string to wash out the bottom or plate. If I want spray, I've got it there. This is really great. It's kind of a commercial type faucet, and it's built to those grades, so it's really high level, and it should last a long time. I like the spray, and I can put it in there so you've got it just the way you need it, and then turn it off, and I'm going to leave it in that position. I like this type of control. It allows me to have always the same temperature. I really like the look of it, the farmhouse bold look, and that it's a commercial grade, so it's going to last some while. I want to thank you very much for watching my video.